Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad you're here this Friday morning. Got a good show lined up. We'll be giving some good seafood away. So let's get started with our weather, brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning. Drew Pollard and hard-working crew taking care of our everyday comfort needs. High today, not quite as high as yesterday, about right around 90, low 76, and water temperature at the end of the pier is 86 degrees. Take a look at our river readings, brought to us by Mountain Dew. Get out and do. We're looking at a 2.7 on the Apalachicola, and Choctaw the same way as yesterday, 2.1. There's just not much movement at all, really low for the weekend, so we'll talk about that in a fishing report, how that's going to affect our fishing. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn, high this morning at 9:20 and low at 5:53. Today is September the 23rd. Good, decent tide today. Fair tide tomorrow, nothing strong, and some neap tides coming up first part of next week. So go ahead and take advantage of it today and tomorrow if you can. Okay, looking at the wind, it'll be coming northeast at about 11. Let's go ahead and take a look at our fishing game times on Friday. We like to do it here on this segment. Brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. 10:05 to 12:05, right in the middle of the day, and 10:27 to 12:27 tonight. All right, we'll take our break and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. And on our phone we have Captain Kim from Quarters Marina getting a report from down there. Good morning, Captain Kim.
Good morning, Mr. Chester.
How's everything going down your way?
My goodness, it's a beautiful morning. We've got calm seas right now. The river right in front of the office is slick calm. I saw a couple tarpon yesterday. I'm waiting to see them again today. We're doing really good. Just kind of the calm before the storm. I think next month's snapper opening will hopefully bring a whole bunch of people back.
You know, we were talking about that. We sort of finished. Everybody's back in school now, and the tourists have gone back to their homes, and it's sort of this time right here is not really crowded, is it?
Very pleasant, yes. It's nice and quiet. Like I said, the calm before the storm, I think, for the next round of snapper season. I think they're all waiting to come on back.
Oh, that's really good. It's a great time to get out. Really, it's a lot of fun. What about, are you getting any reports from the Carabel River or down in the bay or what?
Yeah, river levels are real good right now. I know Mr. Beebe went over towards Appalachia the other day, and he caught a handful of brim. But right here in front and just out the mouth of the river, they've been doing good with the sheep's head, trout, redfish, all that, doing real well. Oh,
that's good to hear. And you say you're still seeing some tarpon?
Yeah, they've been kind of rolling around the last few days. I'm a little surprised because they generally are gone by now, but we've seen a couple real big ones. And of course, the sharks are like crazy around here this time of year too. The kids fish off the dock down there by the boat ramp, and they caught a good bullhead yesterday. So that's always fun for a little bit of action.
You are seeing a lot of sharks too?
Yeah, we had Captain Cheese went out yesterday, and they were catching a lot of grunts and sea bass and what have you, and every time they tried for the grouper, I think the sharks were eating them up. So wow. They kept moving around trying to avoid the sharks, but they've been a little bit crazy this year.
Wow, we've heard that all over, from St. Joe Bay to Choctaw Bay and down your way too. So, well, listen, we'll let you get back to work. I think you need to go out there and catch one of those tarpon and send us a picture.
I sure will try.
Okay, good talking to you, Captain Kim. Thank you.
You too. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. That's Captain Kim down at Quarters, and you know what a unique time. We talk about going out and all and doing different things, but this time of the year, like I said, between everybody here in the summer and then fall snapper coming up, you got this little window of it's not that crowded right now. September, the first part, middle of September and all is good until it gets into October. So you get a chance to go, certainly want to do it. And while I'm there, I'm going to show you, while I'm on Carabel, I'm going to go up to Google Earth. I want you to I want to share something with you. Let's find Carabel first. Carabel's right there in the center. Okay, that's Carabel. Now that's Carabel River. We talk about a lot on fishing port. Now, let's go up to the right-hand corner right up in here. You got Oaklawn River. See that little community right in the center of the screen? Sop Choppy. That's a unique area. That whole area through here. But then this big green area, we're talking about the Apalachicola National Forest. Well, look up in the top left-hand corner, you see Teloja. Now, Gail and I went to a funeral this past Tuesday in Sop Choppy. So we went from Teloja and drove down to Sop Choppy. And the roads sort of go through some paved roads. I can't show you the exact route, but paved all these little roads here. They're paved. Well, we even had to go on a dirt road. But what I wanted to tell you, I just got excited because I timed the distance. We made some turns and all, but we went by GPS. I've been on a couple of roads I've never been on before, as long as I've lived here. And I knew it's Apalachicola National Forest. What was so cool, we went on a 32-mile stretch, because I had it, a GPS map shows you everything. We went on a 32-mile stretch going to the funeral, and we passed 3 cars. Now, how many places in Florida or in America that you can go 32 miles, unless out in the desert maybe, 32 miles and pass 3 vehicles. And on the way back, we came another route, about the same distance, 32 miles, and passed 2 vehicles. So if you feel crowded in and everything, just want to get out, drive through the Apalachicola National Forest. Just spend the day. I mean, the trees are tall, and you look around, nobody there. Got some dirt roads off on the side. It's always been, every time I've gone through there, it's just so refreshing to me. Even at my age, I still get excited driving through a national forest. I'm so thankful President Roosevelt and that group had the foresight to establish our national forest system, and we've done such a really good job holding on to it. But so I just want to, and the wildflowers, I didn't see many wildflowers, but usually in the summertime they're all over the place. So anyway, I just want to talk about just driving, just having fun driving through the Apalachicola National Forest. Let's take a quick break and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Rusty Russell was in contact with me yesterday, the first one to call after the show. Howard Slay up there, bought a couple of tickets. He was one of them that won 2 things last year. So Howard, good to see that. Phyllis Brookins texted me, got his number. She bought 3 tickets. So ticket sales went well for the Panhandle Outdoor viewers for the Crime Stoppers. I do want to show just a couple of pictures. I got a lot of things to do. I'm gonna try it. This first one, this comes from Greg Taylor, okay? I want to share this. Okay, Greg, a sportsman's dilemma, Winston. What do you do when you wake up to go duck hunting and your truck won't start? You quietly borrow your sleeping wife's car. Just be sure and be careful with the muddy waders. And he had a good morning, didn't he? 2 nice Drake wood duck. I texted him back, I said, make sure that you clean it up good and go buy a tank of gas. So, Greg, that's a good hunt. Glad you got to go on it. And then a couple of other things. We got all kinds of things coming on. I do want to mention this. We're talking about going through the forest and all. We always, if we're up in that neck of the woods on our trip Tuesday, we always try to stop at Paramore's Restaurant. That's right there in Bluntstown. They have some great fried catfish. We just love the catfish there. They've been in business a very long time. But I want to show you, the night before we happened to go out with some friends, we paid like $30. My plate was $30 for a grouper. It was delicious and all, but it was $29.95 for a grouper plate. So the prices here have just skyrocketed. But I want to show you the price at Paramore's Restaurant. This was, okay, we got 2 fillets or 4 fingers and choice of 2 sides, French fries, cheese grits, slaw, hush puppies, dessert, and tea. Folks, look at that price, $8.99. Where can you eat out of that? And look at all the food you get. So Paramore's up in Bluntstown, I just want to give them a shout out. It has always been good, and it's amazing that, and they get their catfish right there locally, and it's really good stuff. So it's always fun to stop there. So we had a wonderful time driving through the Apalachicola Forest and eating catfish. It just don't get much better. Now, dove season coming up. I want to give you some tips This is Winston Chester's tips. You can get them, Field and Stream. Everybody has tips on how to dove shoot. But I've got some right here, my 10, important for tomorrow if y'all are going. Number 1 is safety. Of course, you always want to be safe. Make sure everybody knows they're going to be shooting up and don't shoot anything. Go over all of that. Even though you got veterans and kids, whatever, go over that before the shoot. The importance of safety. Okay, number 2, get the flight pattern. I'm going to try my little doodle up right here. Okay, one number. Okay, also use decoys. I love decoys. Set them up. Stan Kirkland's the first one started doing this years ago, and he talked me into it. And I love having decoys. So I want to make sure we'll keep these up somewhere. The decoys right here. So I have decoys. Okay. In the field, let's look at the field itself. If this is the field, say it's a grain field, okay, and this is the outline of the field. Okay, right here, that's where everything's planted. Okay. Now, you want to put your hunters, let's put our hunters, put hunters in the corners if you can. Always fill up the corners, okay? You got hunters in the corners, okay? Now, if you can, if the field is big enough, you might want to scatter it out or one or two hunters right here, but that's going to size of the field. But the other thing you want to do, you want to pattern the birds as they're flying in. And let's go with this color right here. As the birds are flying in, get their pattern. But see which way they're going. And then if that's the case, then if they're going that way, sort of avoiding everybody, they're going to the food is what they're doing. If that's the case, then what you may need to, if you're in a corner, you may need to move over here or move over here. All these little things are adjustable and all as far as doing it. Okay, so that's just the line up in the field. When you get everybody set up and ready to go, make sure everybody knows what to do, and the decoys and shooting. Now, other things I wrote down, make sure you choose the right gun. To me, the right gun is a 20 gauge. Over and under 20 gauge, I absolutely love that gun. In the early years, everybody shot 12 gauges. You don't need that much power, okay? The shells, like a 7.5 shot is good. Number 7, make sure you lead the birds, and you got to lead them, and anticipate where they're going. Don't shoot where they are. Lead the birds. Number 8, retrieve the bird. When you shoot the bird, go get it. Okay? Don't wait. Go ahead and get it. If you got a dog, that's great. That's a wonderful time. Number 9, know what the sun is doing. Now, late in the afternoon, you don't want to be facing the sun. So get in a situation, if you're morning hunt, get where the sun's not going to be in your eyes. So know where the sun's going to be and where you're going to be. Number 10, don't be moving around a lot. If you got kids with you, you can't help it. The kids are going to be jumping around and everything, but don't make jerky, quick movements. Be still. And then as they get close, then you start moving. And make sure wear your camouflage. And also, over the years, I've started putting on face suntan lotion all on your face. And a wide brim hat, and it sort of helps. Of course, now the teenagers, they paint their face and all, but you can do all that, but I don't. But anyway, those 10, safety, the pattern, the setup, and the decoys, all those important. So good luck on the dove shoots tomorrow. I'm hoping y'all will have some great pictures to show me. It's a lot of fun. It's a good enjoyment, and it's it's good bonding. It's a great sport to take kids and let them have selective shots. I know I started off Mason with that group with just a single shot 20 gauge, and just get one shot. So all kind of things can be done from that. So anyway, the tips on that. So okay, now we're gonna get ready for our drawing. We've had some names sent to us, so we're gonna have to add some names. Okay, how about Heather Thompson from Callaway? All right, let's see. Ricky Strickland from Upper Grand Lagoon, not Grand Lagoon, Upper Grand Lagoon. Sharon Thompson, Bayou George. Aaron McMillan from Valdosta, Georgia. She watches on YouTube. And Jimmy Thompson from Bayou George. So got all those names in here, so we're gonna add it up and or stir them up. And what I was getting at, a lot of these add up. We've got a bunch of. Here's all the ones that have been won, all the winners over this year. Okay, now let's go ahead and draw for a $20 gift certificate. It's going to be $20 going to Tim Childry and a big red snapper. They're good this time of year. They're good 12 months a year. How about Connie Jones? I'm assuming these are all local because they don't have it. So Tim Childry on $20 and Connie Jones on the red snapper. And for some reason, you're not pick those up, let me know and I'll call somebody else or redraw twice next week, whatever. All right, we'll be right back with our famous Friday fishing forecast. Okay, welcome back. While we're working down that way on the screen, let's go ahead and start our fishing report down on the far eastern end, down there where I was showing earlier. Let's go ahead. There you see Sop Choppy right here. So those folks are some outdoor folks. I talked to some at the funeral, and they just they're third or fourth generation of the Tate's Hale and the creek area. But a lot of them fish the Ocklawatina River. Here's the Ocklawatina River right here. There's Sop Choppy. So this area really has just great fishing. You just see there's not a lot. It's hard to get to some of those landings. And then of course there's Carabel, and then the Carabel River we just talked about is showing up really good. So the river fishing is going to be, it's just going to be pretty this time of the year. So I would definitely recommend those two areas on the far end. Let's work our way on over here to St. Joe Bay. Scallop season wrapped up now, but they're having well, let me get back to just a general report on rivers, what I wrote down last night. The rivers are low, the Choctaw, Hatchie, and the Apalachicola, you see on the reading. The thing about it, you got to remember the sloughs and all, where the sloughs are, they're going to dry up first. We have these potholes, and that's where the fish will concentrate, and also that's where the snakes are going to concentrate. So be careful if you're walking in there, way back in the woods and walking, those water moccasins will get around that water. So especially the upper end of the Choctaw Hatchie up that way. Now, catfishing should be good in general, and a good opportunity while it's low like this, if you can locate some flathead. We've got a flathead tournament coming up pretty soon. You locate some flatheads, some holes they're in. It's a lot easier to find them this weekend when the river's low like that. So make sure that you want some live brim and just fish around some bottoms after the bends in the river. Find some areas like that. Okay, now let's jump on to what I wrote down on inshore in general. Inshore, I saw this yesterday. I had two dolphins out there in front of the house again. So the bait fish are still in the bay. So make sure, the old timers, all they did, they just looked for the birds. If the birds were diving, they'd go for them. And sort of, wherever that bait fish was, that's where they would go ahead and fish. And also that's where they pull their nets, especially this time of year. Flounder should be good now. We don't have a lot of time left because they've closed part of flounder season, and snapper season will be opening up when flounder season closes. It's sort of crazy how that works, but flounder should be great this weekend, off the tips and all. Also, I wrote down redfish, and also I mentioned behind St. George Island, but right this area right here behind St. George Island. I've shown this before. I showed it a lot of times. Right back in here, you put your boat on its backside. The good videos I've got, this whole area right in here. But move on over here now. Alan Chasen and those guys that caught all the fish, they fish several places, but St. Joe Bay is going to be really good this time of year. And there's the channels we talk about at Black's Island, about where all the sharks have been seen. Interesting in seeing all these sharks at Carabel also, and also over there in Choctaw Bay. So this is some good area. Also up here, when the pompadours start coming in, it's still early, but when the pompadours start coming in, it's along the beach here. I haven't gotten any reports from Mexico Beach. I know once that pier gets built down here, folks, they're going to build that pier right here. It's going to be a big pier. And I can guarantee you there's going to be some fine fish caught of it. Okay, quickly in the East Bay, the trout bite should be good. Like I said last week, around Sandy Creek. Again, as you're coming in right here center, the Spanish, I didn't see any catches this week on Spanish like we did last week. I know they're out there, okay? Grand Lagoon area should be holding some redfish right here in the mouth. Also, there'll be some redfish. Folks, I'll tell you where some good redfishing is, right here off the beach. People don't fish there much. And crabbing is good right there too. So crabbing there and redfish. Of course, bridge fishing, every weekend I can talk about whatever bridge you're at, if it's flowing out, tide's flowing out, you want to get in that area. And live bait's good, but there's going to be some big bull reds. West Bay should be excellent this weekend. All through West Bay, all kind of areas. Just move around. I won't give you a particular spot, but just move around West Bay. See which wind will be coming out of the north. So the north side, it won't be that much wind. It'll be coming to northwest, northwest. Intercoastal, I don't talk about it enough. It's pretty strong intercoastal. Choctawhatchee Bay, the catches I've seen, I wrote down there've been some really nice redfish caught in Choctawhatchee Bay from kayakers. They're the ones sending the pictures, or the kayakers. They're really getting some nice catches there, all this area in here. Okay, so we're about to wrap things up. I see I covered everything. Make sure if you start, you want to use a good leader. Well, we don't talk about that enough. A good, strong leader now, and make sure it's a long leader, especially if you're sight fishing. Tarpon, obviously down in Caribou, tarpon are still around, so that'd be fun if you hook up with one of those and just get a couple of jumps out of it. So should be a good weekend in outdoors. The river's going to be low, so it'd be a great time to start camping on the sandbars. I know some of y'all are going to start doing that. I've already heard some reports from it. We'll wrap it up for the week. Thank you all for watching the show. We appreciate the viewership, and do something good today for your fellow man. You have a great weekend. Enjoy the outdoors. God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.